Hello, kiddos. I hope you guys are doing well. Just a brief message from me to you today. Just like this country, which has a constitution, Fortune 400, 500 companies have a mission statement. It's a key criterion against which everything in life is evaluated and directed. So likewise, I wanted to talk to you about my mission statement. It's the reason for being. Why am I alive? Why am I here? I don't want to get into a religious talk right now, but we're either living or we are being lived. You have to think in terms of a computer or software. A computer is doing different things. It doesn't even know what it's doing. It's been programmed to carry out what it does. So likewise, I've learned over the years that we humans are the same. So you first have to take responsibility to write that program, to write that mission statement. And just like a builder every day, you start the day with that mission statement and you carry out. You go with the blueprints. So, and this is something that it'll take you a little bit of time to do. I remember my first draft, when I started thinking about this, since I'm not the brightest, needle in the haystack, it took me quite a while to just get my thoughts together. And those roles, basically I looked at it as, hey, what are my roles and what are my goals in each one of those roles? And, I stumbled upon different books, different mentors, different people. And there were a lot of smart people that I was exposed to. So none of these thoughts are my own or original. I just, took what was useful for me, what would help me. So as I started my journey, at the time I was in college when I realized that, man, I'm dysfunctional. I can't carry on my life the same way that I was living. I didn't have a purpose. So I needed a roadmap. So what am I alive for? So taking that computer program example, at the time I was a student. So my parents were deceased. I wasn't married like I am now. I didn't have any kids like I do now. And I wasn't a business owner like I am now. So likewise back then, it was different. So just like the Constitution, the fundamental principles are the same. Okay, though I've made amendments to it. As my roles have changed, my goals have changed within those roles. So I'll talk about my mission statement. And I remember the last day, the last breath that I take. How do I want to live my life? And that's kind of what I keep in mind every day. So starting this mission statement, I choose to raise, here's mine. I choose to raise responsible, self-disciplined kids. No, let me back up. First and foremost, let's start again. To be an obedient slave of God. That to attain God's forgiveness is the ultimate goal in life for me. And I do it in my own ways. I'm a Muslim, so I choose to live on the principles of Islam. At the very least. So, I believe that this life is a short life and the next life is the everlasting life. So, I need to be successful. I choose to be successful. And watch the language. I choose to be I choose to be successful in both this life as well as the next. So what is it? Number one in my mission statement, choose to be an obedient slave of Allah. Choose to be an obedient slave of God. Number two, that God has given me a short period of time on this on earth. And then He's given me roles. And one of those roles is that of a husband. And through that role, together we work on our life to make everything else better. So I choose to be a loving and supportive husband and friend, to love her, to affirm her, to serve her. And then thirdly, about my children, about you. I choose to raise responsible, self-disciplined kids to equip them for success in this life as well as the next. During an average day, I want their lives to represent a victory of teaching, training, and discipline with love. For them to remember us as loving parents who shared the fun and the pain of growing up. And above all, we love them more than anybody else. It is highly emotional, satisfying that I respond with wisdom, love, firmness, and self-control when my kids misbehave. As I raise up my kids, I choose to be patient enough to give them the sense of possession, teach them the value of giving, and to provide an example of both in ourselves. And then other relationships, that of a brother. I have younger brothers. Most of my siblings are older. I have few younger. So I choose to be a loving and supportive. I choose to be a supportive brother. How supportive? Emotionally supportive, as well as financially if I can, and I'm able. So, here we are. We're all married. We live our lives, and but for me, whether somebody talks to me or not, what kind of how they treat me, I pick up the phone and I call them and hey, hi, I hope you're doing well. I love you, thinking about you. So being a good brother. And then in terms of other relationships or other humans, I choose to live the life of integrity, make a positive difference in the lives of people I interact with every day. Who can I help today? What can I do? Then my role as a business person. I choose to be the best business person that I can. I choose to be an effective business person and leader. And then lastly, live within my circle of influence. The things that I can control, I should control them. Everything else, smile about it. So that was kind of my mission statement. As time goes, I'll elaborate on each one of those. But for now, I just wanted to kind of share these thoughts with you. Talk to you guys soon. I love you.